Hello, welcome to another video. Umut here. Today I'm going to work on tags. A long time I haven't done tags, so I thought it would be a good idea to do it. And I wanted to have a vintage look and feel, so I grabbed my scrapbook papers from Stamperia. This is an old collection that I have been keeping in my stash. I think it has very nice visuals I'm going to use a few items from here. This collection is called Old Lace and the first thing I'm doing is I'm cutting a couple of parts of these papers, backgrounds to cover my tags. The tags I'm using are from Prima, they are quite thick. I will have a couple of pages cut to cover these two tags. I'm going to work on two tags at the same time. It's something I like a lot because then you can have kind of similar but different looks that complete and complement each other. And that's how I play sometimes. I'm using matte medium to cover my tag, and then I'm gluing the page, the part of the paper onto my tag. Then I'm going to cut the excess and have a background going on my tags to start with. I selected one lighter background and one darker background, so there's a contrast between the two and I can play with different elements. Now I grabbed one of my stencils. This is from Tim Holtz, so it has a nice flower design on it. I'm going to take my modeling paste. Liquitex light modeling paste is my choice. And I'm going over the stencil to create a texture, a little bit of raised texture at the back. After all, I'm working on a tag, so I can do as much dimension as I want. It doesn't have to close like a journal book that we do normally. After the texture work, I'm going to grab a couple of chipboards that I have in my stash again. I've been collecting these chipboards, so this is from the Dark Arts. It's quite flexible and thin. And I cut it into two to again glue on my tags. So again, there is a nice texture going on that are similar to each other. And I'm just trying a few other things to see what I want. Creating a tag or even a journal or mixed media is a bit of grabbing your items and putting it on your page and see how it looks. Especially tags or canvases, I find with all these raised and 3D elements, you just need to try it on and see how it works, like I'm doing now, you know, reach to a point that you like what you see, and then commit and glue it down. Sometimes it's really difficult. I also find myself nothing works, or I'm just not getting what I want. But just keep going, play with it, or leave it, come back tomorrow. After all, this is for pleasure, not to have difficulties creating a composition. I also grabbed a few flowers, again, that I had in my stash. Use what you have. These are things that I had from years ago, and I'm just getting to them, basically, and I feel really good about it, actually. Behind this mannequin, I just want to have some fabric. So this is a canvas fabric that I have, and I'm just gluing it down to have it at the back rather than see-through. You can also do the same with different colors. If you are making a colorful tag, it's a good way to design an element of yours. I'm just cutting the excess, and after that I will have a nice mannequin to stick on my tag. As you see, now it has a nice texture at the back, and I'm going to glue it down on this one. Now it's slowly coming together. When you add one by one more things and see it looks nice and balanced, it gives a lot of pleasure. I'm going to stick these flowers at the belly of the mannequin as well, which looks really nice. And I will continue to use more flowers on my tag. I had this corrugated cardstock and I decided to use this on this other one because it creates a contrast. It's darker than the background. I'm using just white acrylic paint to go through the texture to make it more visible. And I just glued it down again on my tag and I cut the excess. It gives a really nice vintage look. And I'm going to stick down this dress on top of that corrugated cardstock. And because it has a bit of, it is raised on the corrugated cardstock to level things out, I'm going to stick these foam tapes, 3D foam tapes at the back on the top, so they are at the same level. And I'll keep adding my flowers that I have with the same color scheme, these browns and creams, very nice vintage look and feel that's going on. And I brought out these little beads that I have been having in my stash again. They are really shiny and nice, and I'm going to glue down a few of them with my matte medium. So I'm just putting some matte medium on the tags, and I'm just grabbing these beads with my brush directly from the bottle, and I'm just applying it on the matte medium. And when the matte medium dries, it will dry clear, so the beads will be glued on the tags, and it looks really nice this way. I have a few pearl jewels like these, as you see, and I'm going to use them in the middle of the holes. That looks really nice. And for the sentiment, I selected a couple of chippies from Tim Holtz collection. Be authentic and be brave on each one. Behind the sentiments, I'm using a bit of sisal fiber. It gives a really nice texture, a bit of dimension. When in doubt, I say use sisal fiber. If you want to make something look a bit more, give a bit more volume, let's say, fill a bit of space, it always works really well. So I used it behind these two sentiments. It's going to dry in a few seconds. And I decided there was something missing on this corner. So I'm using again another dark flower. And I'm going to put this pearl sticker inside at the center of this flower. So I think I am really happy with how it looks. Simple but really holistic look. Nice combination composition. To give it a bit of border, I'm using a dark brown ink from Memento, and I am going over the edges of both tags. Lastly, I'm going to do a bit of splashes, a bit of brown and a bit of white. I'm splashing white over the dark one, and I'm going to splash with the dark brown over the light one. This way everything comes together and they both look really nice and contrasting. I used a bit of natural string on the holes, and here is how it looks. As you see the beads, everything dried clear, so they are shiny and nice looking, all glued on the tags. And this is the other one with the white splashes and darker color at the back. I really like how it looks, and there's a bit of paint on this sentiment, but you will see the beads in a second. As you see, all dried clear, nice and shiny. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. You can see the close-up pictures in the end to see how they look. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, or subscribe to my channel if you like my videos. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.